Alright, welcome back to the PRoman Empire. We march on. We've made some pretty damn good progress. In spite of the fact that all of Europe really hates us. They really hate us. The coalition is non-existent. That's because they're all waiting for their truces to run out, and when they do, they're going to come raining down upon us. The first wave of truces are the likes of Aragon, who has just finished their truce with us. Unfortunately, our truce with them is a bit offset because of weirdly buggy reasons. And our game plan is to strike Aragon immediately once it pops up as no truce anymore for us. They're allied with Portugal, big whoop. Portugal have one fort on Lisboa, can't see that being a problem. We're going to follow that up with a declaration of war on Venice, because they hold the last parts of Italy that need to be ours. I mean, this is pretty much ours. And that's going to be followed up with a rounding off the hat trick by declaring war on the Ottomans as well. Now the Ottomans and Venice, their truces are both going to run out apparently in June, so I'm taking a big risk that I'm able to get both of them without either of them joining a coalition. I'm not holding my breath on that one. It could go very pear-shaped, but we'll figure it out along the way. Now, I've decided that although our goal is to craft the borders that you see here, we're going to do it in a vaguely historical manner. So I've broken down the pattern in which we need to conquer even further. Next on the menu is, well, rather, since we've done southern Italy, then we grab the islands, and then northern Italy, then the coastline of Iberia. Next up is Greece, but specifically not Istanbul. Then the Adriatic coast and the Tunis area, specifically just the area. And then when we have that, it's time for mainland Iberia, western Anatolia, and then we take over Tunis to Egypt. And then it goes Anatolia, Maghreb, Crimea, France, Morocco, southern Germany, Britannia, and clean up in that order. This is that's a vague guideline of what we want. I'm not going to hold myself over hot coals depending on how we take this, but that's the way we want to do it. Okay, what's going on? Where are we doing? What's happening? Well, what's happening is that I'm a little terrified of this coalition that's about to strike. I did get my claim on Venice, right? Back on Venice. Yes, we did. He attempted to do the mill defense, but it had no luck against me. So I'm just going to repeal you. You're going to come back in 3 days. And then I'm going to try and seek out a couple more alliances just to try and keep the coalition off my back. I don't think it's worth my while getting any Asian alliances. I want to steer clear of Asian involvement for some time. But there are two people that stick out in Europe, or Greater Europe, as good offers here. That's Sweden and Mamluks. It's a good way to keep both of them off my coalition counter as I ravage the Ottomans and more of Europe. So we're going to do exactly that. Sweden, would you please be our friend? And, well, we're not making friends here, we're making allies. There was some YouTube scrub that says, Jake, why don't you ever honor your alliances? And there's a big difference between an alliance or friendship or love. Alliances are there to be used as tools to further your country's interests. Very different from a friend. It's like when people say the enemy of my enemy is a friend. They're not. They're your ally. Use and abuse. Okay, we already have rebel suppression going on Piedmont. Hopefully they don't rise up. Okay, all I need to do is just unpause and declare war on Aragon as soon as the truce shows up as being over. Lepardi says, damn, I was just about to go out shopping. Now you're streaming. Whilst KevDev says, make sure you get a population of 8,000 in Massilia and prosperity of 85. Wrong game. Isn't the Mamluk alliance just a way for the Ottos to get around any truce you make with them? Well, that's good news for me, because the Ottomans, if they do join the coalition against me, the Mamluks are a good segue into them. If the Ottomans attack the Mamluks, or vice versa, I can get in on there and disrupt the Ottoman truce. So let's slow it down, wait for that truce message. That was not a truce message. But the more wars that go on in Europe, the better, because it's fewer people that are likely to get in my way. Parma, Verona. Yes, I would rather like to have these done. The financial situation looks good. Let's keep it good. Let's also, since I don't expect to be attacked by any of the people... what's the Portuguese range around here? Portugal hold that, actually. Let's keep these forts active. I may need them yet. Although I might not want the Sukhotai or Ava fort anymore, they're just costing me money. Bit of a ballsy move, but we'll get rid of those. Alright, looking for the no longer at truce with Aragon. At truce. Sounds like at war, but it's not. Yeah, what? Our truce with the Ottomans has ended? That ended months early. Oh, but it still says I'd be breaking truce if I attacked them. What nonsense is this? Okay, truces are ending a lot sooner than I had expected. And that's going to cause me some real problems. Okay, so now my truce with Aragon is up, but the Ottomans have entered the coalition. This is not at all the order that I was looking for. This is disturbing. Aragon, I wonder if they would... Okay, no, Aragon is not interested in this, although the threat of coalition... What is even that? Okay, truce timers are acting up massively, but I need to strike the Ottomans before they start up this big old coalition. Poland would like to join in, but if I let Poland in, they're just going to get curb stomped on my behalf. But maybe that's a good thing. It would certainly distract the Ottomans whilst I hopefully deal with Aragon and Venice. Then again, Granada, Nagai, Shamar, Morocco. Just what am I getting myself involved in here? I'm a little... Well, I'm a lot worried about what I'm doing here. Oh well. Oh well, oh well, oh well. I doubt they're going to listen to any of my threats of war. So we should just declare war on them. I made a bunch of claims on the Ottomans. It's all around here. I don't know what I would take and release out of the Ottomans just yet. But I have a hunch that I want to take this for myself and probably release one Adriatic subject to feed. Croatia's on the card, so potentially Dalmatia. However, let's just go for Iskodra. Before we do, let's size up the Ottomans. I'm a little worried about this because this is the opposite of what I expected would be happening. The total size of their forces is enormous, especially compared to mine. And they have a lot of allies that will help them out. That's not a good war for me. It's not a good war at all. Why did I think I'd just go for it against the Ottomans? Or Montenegro core is still around. That would be a no. But there are Serbian cores on Serbian culture. Yikes. I'm a little terrified of fighting the Ottomans now. I was keen on doing it. And now I'm wondering why I was so keen on doing that. Yeah, they would just come rolling in and kill me. Seems like a pretty bad idea. Wonder if I could... No, Poland aren't interested in that. Jake, pay for your forts. I'm paying for the ones that matter. These ones are too far inside the country. But if I don't strike the Ottomans, they're just going to be part of this coalition anyway. Ottos can easily do a surprise landing. Yeah, they would have naval superiority as well, which would continue to be a problem. But that's like... Is that Hungary holding on, Jake? Might be useful for later. Yeah, that is Hungary there, but allied with Denmark and Baden. How about that? I am considerably less keen on the idea of war with the Ottomans right now. They turned things around nastily by joining the coalition and ending their truce much faster than expected. What I can do is pick on Aragon a bit more instead, and then maybe, just maybe, grab Venice. Oh god, Venice is free for the taking. Damn, this is awkward. This is very awkward. Both are almost certain to join the coalition against me. I should finish off Venice. This is a complete change of plans here, but let's grab Venice while we can. That's a wham right there. Guy Lemo is still there to take the fort. Laser Kiwi would be the better shot. So we'll have Laser Kiwi, easy enough. On you go, please take it on. And then hopefully I'll be able to strike Aragon before they join the coalition, but I strongly suspect that they are going to be all in on that coalition. Get ourselves our decent admiral out there. I'm just hoping that I can keep the Venetian units stuck there, and that's not a good place for my navy to be, so let's bring it back. Okay, hopefully I can get a month without Aragon has joined the coalition, but it would be strange for them not to join the coalition at this point. Get some royal marriages going just to solidify relationships. Why not finish off both Aragon and Venice? I'd like to, but I have to wait a month between declaring wars. That gives them an uncomfortable amount of time to declare that war against me. Or, not declare war, but join the coalition. Because the coalitions can block me in nasty ways. Alright, see if you can't join in there. I'd like to take this as fast as possible, please. Ooh, there go the truces. And the Ottomans sure don't like me. When did I start this war? Exactly. Tunis are joining in. Yeah, I'm expecting a big old coalition. I won't marry Poland, because Poland will probably drop out of being my friend quite quickly. Great Britain have joined, and that's worrying, because GB were a pretty big and powerful enemy to be facing off against earlier. Did you have a hand in Toulouse and Catalonia existing? Yes, they are my subjects. Come on, Aragon, you don't need to join that coalition against me. War will come your way. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. I can't threaten war because I'm at war, but I can retake Tarragona. My army is in position to take it. Portugal will get involved. I'm not worried. I'll lose this, but bleh. Return to me, Tarragona. Or rather, return to my subject. That's their capital right there, which is all I should really have to worry about. Goodwood should. I'm a bit worried about my transports getting sunk on the way over there, actually. Might be a bad idea. Those heavies are there so that these guys can march straight into Venezia. Hopefully they're able to. Okay, now the coalition's going to grow and grow. The Ottomans are suddenly off the cards. Very unfortunate, but what you going to do? I could run right into you and destroy you, which is a good idea. The sooner I get you out of my face, the sooner I can just take over all your lands. Portugal will take a moment to mobilize against me. Do you need to activate your forts in Italy? Not unless I'm getting landed on around here. It's probably a prudent thing to do, so we'll do it. The enemies do have naval superiority over me. I have not invested in galleys, even though I probably should have. Shock phase comes second. Good enough. I wonder how many of my allies would actually help me out here. I was hoping that would be a wipe, but these rolls are not helping me out there. Still, I destroyed enough of them. That won't be a game, set, and match against you, but I shall dump just enough to keep that siege going very nicely. And then try to get your capital. I shouldn't need to destroy Portugal here. And they got 32,000 units. Those colonies of theirs are helping out, I see. Might not be easy to get Aragon out as fast as I would like. Am I going to catch Aragon there? No, Aragon's running all the way back to, or rather all the way to Portugal. Well then, I should conquer what I can as I can. Ooh, that's unpleasant. Yeah, the fort of Hue is stopping us from freely moving around. I could use transports to get around that. We'll get some extra troops over here, and then we go over to Barcelona, and we should be able to spread out to the rest of Aragon's lands. This kind of blows. I'd like this fort gone much faster, but I also don't want to spend 44 mil blowing it away. Mil's precious, don't you know? See, there he is, raising up his pathetic army. And off he runs, like a coward. Alright, on we go to Barcelona. And he's making units later this month. Alright, fair enough. Just take him down. Just take all of his land. I should have had a fort here, thinking back. Oh well, I did not. Jake, who owns the biggest Balearic island? Is that Catalonia? No, this is Majorca. They're doing fine. Too fine. Ah, 10 Diplo power, and Great Britain like us more. The royal family in Great Britain will learn if pleasantries exchanged with us. Well, do we still have our marriage? No, no we don't, unless I'm very blind to it. Well, that's just kin for you. Tudor, Tudor, and nothing going on here. Ah, of course, Empress Anne Tudor. You wouldn't attack your own flesh and blood, would you, Britain? Well, you coalitioned your own flesh and blood. Alright, well, we got the war goal at least, but we did not wipe out Aragon's army, and we have a bit of a situation here. Let's get some extra siege over on Hoi Hoi. And I'll continue to burn all of my manpower on this fort, which is quite regrettable. I'm sitting a lot more there than I should, but I don't want to get jumped by Venice. There's nothing saying that I have to take absolutely everything off of Aragon, but what I'm doing here gets Portugal and Aragon out of any coalition against me, which essentially seals off Iberia, unless you count Castile. And I mean, come on, Castile. They have not been able to get it together this session. They're not fighting in the New World, though, so I can't completely decry them. Friesland joining that coalition. Like the monsters they are, the coalition grows ever more. I should maybe concern myself a bit more with northern Germany. I can get some miners out of here, like Mecklenburg. Brunswick are just barely not fighting me, but there's not a lot I can do about that here. No, some people are just beyond it. Let's keep good relations with Mamluks. I'll probably cheese them off when I get around to tearing the Ottomans a new one. Now, with the Ottomans in the coalition against me, I have to get a bit clever about fighting them. And that means doing things like fighting, I don't know, Granada or Morocco. Morocco are not in the coalition against me, but I do have the ability to fabricate a claim on them, and I should do exactly that. Gives me a backdoor entry into the Ottoman, which I would really like. I'm not afraid of a coalition war against the Ottoman, because coalition war I just need to win the battles, but it doesn't let me take land easily. And that's a real dang shame. Oh, they're all joining that coalition against us. Fortunately, Portugal's still busy down there. And there goes any risk of Savoyard rebels here, which is great. Let's do Verona while we're at it. I know it's expensive, but it leads to a lot of nice religious unity. Even Mimigran joining in against us, have they no shame? Alright, that's the Aragonese capital down at least. We could spare some extra cannons to take down Hoi. And the rest of us just chill out. Yeah, probably just stay over in Tarragona, because from there we can jump on Hoi if it comes to it. And it may just come to it. 10, 9, excellent. Treviso's down. I'm going to try to get into Venice as quickly as possible, murderize the Venetians, and then I'll have free passage between both places, and I just want to clean up Venice. I know they have a lot of stuff here, but they have no forts here, so it should be easy for me to take it on as long as I wipe out their army quite quickly here. Remember to convert Catalonia to Protestant before making them happy again with the new land. Way ahead of you. We converted both of our subjects. If we can see it here, Toulouse and Catalonia are both not very happy because I enforced religion, but on the plus side, it was an age objective bonus. So we did, where is it now? We did force convert another nation. And we're still in our golden era for as long as that can last. 8, 7, you gonna get there in time? Up to Hoi, yeah, you can get there in time. Portugal gains a core on Cadits. I'm not terribly afraid of that. Probably because, yeah, they're occupying their religious brethren. Defender's Desert is nice and all, but it's not nice enough. Alright, so there's the fight against the the Venetians. They're all going to die. I have no doubt about that. yeah, that's every last one of them dead. Okay, I only need as many cannons here as to keep this siege going nicely, and that is 5 of them. The rest of us should take over the rest of Venice. Now, our good friend the Ottoman is not likely to give me military access, but I don't have even conditional military access around here, which is a shame. Oh well, I'm still confident we can take over Venice here. I'm just a bit worried that Aragon and Portugal bring their units up to, against me. Do you still need allies since taking all of Italy with 2 subjects? I kind of notice Europe is really pissed off at you. Yeah, that's part of it. It slightly dampens the enemy's desires to declare war and join coalitions against me. And, you know, it also gives me a bit of a buffer. Because whilst I'm pretty confident in defending my lands here, they'll at least take a bunch of the hard hits for me. Although that can work against me in a coalition war. Alright, Salzburg hate my guts. They would almost never allow me through. But there's not a lot I can do to improve my odds of getting through to the rest of Venetian lands. And the Ottomans wouldn't be caught dead letting me through. So I'm hard pressed to go to the rest of Venice. However, I've got 1 fort, I'll get the other fort. And all I'm really looking for is taking this off of them. Unless I take... would I even want Istra? Could I justify Istra either? Probably not. I'll probably just take Italian lands. I'm charmed that you want to marry me, Sweden. And I probably should, because that's not a great looking relationship we have. It's not very healthy. Kodobora. It's taken. Oh man, defenders desert again. This is getting worrisome. They're coming closer and closer. And we're not good. We're not in a good place to repel them. Oh, nice breach on Venice, though. Why am I even trying to improve relations with the Danes? It's going nowhere fast on that front. Yeah, there's pretty much room for us there. I think I'll add a general over here, a general with some siege pips, I would say. That could be Guillermo quite easily, so get over there. Yes, famine, that's okay. All part of the plan, probably. Alright, Aragon's not happy. They're on their way back. I should get my units back together. Although he's probably going to want to try to de-siege this, but I want Hoi back. If I get that, I should... There we go. We got a lot on Aragon, but it's not enough to piece him out just yet, even though I just want these cores. I don't want a lot, right? I just want it returned to my family. And I probably want Hoi taken off of him, because that mountainous fort is a pain. But having Portugal around is a pain in itself. So maybe we can attack Aragon without Portugal getting involved. It probably will, though. They're ready to march up there at a moment's notice. Still, I'm also ready to march over here at a moment's notice with a much larger army now. So let's do exactly that. Venice can't touch me here. Well, he could if he brought out his Venetian arsenal, which he will when I take this. So maybe I should think twice about that one. Well, we gotta march over anyway. Oh, Venezia's down. Hope you don't mind if I take your pretty much everything there, Venice. He does, but that's probably because he has the likes of Frankfurt involved. If I could get Frankfurt out. Or if I just move around a bit more. Oh, well. Somebody got some military access that they shouldn't have. Let's go clean up Venice as quickly as possible. And let's have nothing to do with fighting on the seas. I truly do not want to fight against that. Fastest route back, please, which seems to be Urbino. He'd slaughter me in the Gulf there, I'm quite certain. Now let's go and take over the rest of his land so we can have a happy peace deal. We can prolong the fight against Aragon quite happily because we have the mountainous fort here. I'm quite confident it can hold. I did see the stack in Savoy, I just wasn't worried about it. Okay, we have ourselves a new heir to the throne. It's only 333. But given the not so great rulers we've had recently, I think we'll go with this. It's another man, so it really broke the early matriarchy that we had going on with Prome. So I think, let's see, we got Major there, and we've recently had Laser and Guillermo join in. So I think it's time for Scipio Mercenary, to be our heir. 333, it's actually above average. Right, those Venetians, there are probably still a few of them. Yeah, they brought an army together here. But there are no forts for me to worry about, so as long as I just charge on in willy-nilly, it'll all be fine, right? I'll leave a couple thousand of you to take over Istra, and the rest of us are going in. Iberia will just have to hold out for a bit. 333 is the bare minimum to not go on boating trips. If I hadn't faffed around for so long and had a 37-year-old emperor, then I probably would throw them in for some swimming lessons, but can't have it all. Alright, well, I see you there. If you're that keen to die, Venice, then I'm this keen to kill. I don't need to spend that many units over there, though. Let's spread out a bit, because I want that peace deal with Venice, and I want it pretty lickety-spit. Alright, for some reason Frankfurt's arcing around. This is why I put these level 4 forts here and here. Very good for keeping people out of my country.